Hello everyone, welcome back to JD Mods. Today I'm going to be doing a quick how-to video on installing HID bulbs in my 2002 Honda Civic, but this should also work for all Civic models or lots of other models of this era. So let's get started. So aside from looking super cool, HID bulbs are a great idea to install in your older car, such as my 2002 Honda Civic, because the old yellow bulbs, in conjunction with faded headlights, I do a pretty good job at keeping mine all polished up, but as the lens start to fade and turn yellow, it really impairs your headlights' ability to shine brightly down the road. So installing HIDs looks cool and is also functional because you can see better at nighttime. So let's get started with the install. So of course this is a fairly simple DIY, and all you will need is some zip ties, some zip tie cutters or scissors, as well as your HIDs. Now these ones I'll be installing today were graciously provided to us by Boslla. This is the Bullet series, and for the Honda Civic, that is the model you will need right there, the H4 bulb. As you can see, they sell tons of bulbs for all different types of cars. And this one is quite interesting because it is apparently the world's first 4-color LED. It's white, warm yellow, yellow, and warning flash, all in the same bulb, which is pretty cool. So these are the ones I'll be installing in today's video. So let's go ahead and open them up. So inside your HID's packaging, you'll find the instruction manuals, which we will get to in a second. And then most HID bulbs will look something like this. So these ones here have, as you can see, the LEDs. They're inside that protective glass housing, which I quite like to prevent them from getting dirty before you install them, and your waxy fingers might ruin the LEDs. And then on the back here, you can see it has aluminum heat sinks. That's to keep it nice and cool. And the cooler that these bulbs stay, the longer they generally last. And then these ones here have these separate little power packs. Not quite sure what they're called, the ballast or something. But anyway, these ones are very nice because they're specifically for H4 bulbs. That means that everything looks to be very plug and play. The only thing I have the zip ties for is to zip tie these somewhere so that they don't smack around. We'll get to that later on in the video. And of course, there's two, one for each side. So let's go ahead and get these on the car. So I know it's daytime, but here is the before. This is my current just normal bulb setup. As you can see, they're not super bright, and I would have waited till nighttime, but then I couldn't film the video. So there's the before. Let's go ahead and make that better. So the first step of installation is to pop your hood, prop it open, and then we're going to go ahead and look for the bulb you have to change. So a good hint to find the bulb that you have to change is to take out, it's your main bulb obviously, but just go ahead and take out some electrical connectors and find the one that matches the electrical connector in your kit, which is this one right here. So I've already found it. It's pretty easy to find. It's the biggest one. So now that you know where it is, we have to take out the old bulb. So it's kind of hard to film due to the location in the engine bay, but that's where the headlight bulb is, and that's not even super tight. Most other models that aren't Honda Civics are a lot tighter. So this is the rubber insulator. So we're going to go ahead, once you have removed your electrical connector, and just take this out. This keeps moisture out of the headlight, so just set that aside somewhere for now. And now that we have all that out, you can see we have access to our headlight bulb. So the H4, all you do is pry back a little metal connector. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then you pull it back, and there is our old bulb. As you can see, it's just a plain Jane bulb. But just in case there's any issues with your HIDs, make sure to keep these and never touch your fingers on the glass. Your oils can heat up over time and cause the glass to break. So just go ahead and put this in your center console just in case. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and install our new bulbs. These ones, the Boslla ones, Sorry it's so close, it's really hard to film. Came with a very good instruction manual. Tells you step by step how to install the bulb. There's an example of the H4. You can see there has all the pictures. So I'll basically just go through those steps on camera. So essentially you got your retaining ring. So you have to go ahead and take off the retaining ring. You kind of twist it and pull it off. And you go ahead and install this into the headlight, and then you install the bulb into the ring. So let me go ahead and install this in the correct orientation, just like the OEM bulb, into the headlight housing. Just pull back the retaining clip. It's pretty much going to be impossible for me to show you guys. So there you can kind of see the retaining ring is in, and the little clip I placed over top. Sorry it's so hard to see, but it is in there. And then go ahead and take your HID bulb with the glass off and go ahead and put it in the center of the retaining ring, and you kind of just twist it and push, and eventually it'll seat. Now that I have the bulb plugged in properly into the housing, just a side note, you will note that the proper installation is with the split being completely vertical. So it sits in the headlight just like that with the wire facing up. So now we can go ahead and install our ballast or power pack, whatever you want to call this thing. Make sure it matches, and I bought a kit, so of course it does. And this one's nice and plug and play. So I'm going to go ahead and plug. You can see these two connectors go from the bulb to the ballast. This one just pushes in very simply. I'll do it on camera. Pushes together, and then there's a nice threaded connector that threads together to keep it all together, and it looks fairly waterproof as well. So now that that's nice and tightened up, all you do is plug and play this connector into your stock headlight harness connector, which is way down here. Hard for me to show you, but it's literally just a plug and play. No splicing of wires required. And now you have this kind of little pack. And because you can see my motor with some pulleys right here, you can't just leave it like this. So you must now decide where you want to zip tie it. I'm probably just going to tuck the wires out of the way and then zip tie it somewhere, maybe over here, out of the way of the motor. But you also don't want to tuck this in somewhere super tight, because this relies on airflow to stay cool, and the more cool, or the longer that these can stay cool, the longer your bulbs will last. So make sure to keep this in a cool location. I'm going to go ahead now and mount it up. So there is the headlight fully installed. I got the flash on, so there's the bulb. There is the stock connector going to the connector on the plug and play, and then my ballast unit is just up here. I kind of zip tied it to the front rad support and also to this coolant hose. It's not terrible, but the key is that it's not going to smack around, and it still has good air cooling through here. It's not just like crammed up in somewhere. And lastly, while we're on the topic of air cooling, these are the stock grommets. We're not going to be reinstalling this because it would kind of get in the way of the heat sink on the bulb working very well. So I'm just going to leave it open like that. I'm sure it'll be fine. If you did really want to reinstall it, you'd have to cut the rubber out to make it a little bigger, I believe. But we're just going to leave it off for now. So I'm going to do that exact same thing on the left hand side, and then we'll test them out. Okay everyone, so I just installed the bulb in my left hand headlight as well, and here's a little pro tip. You definitely want to keep the OEM bulbs, and to keep them safe I just put them back into the box that the HIDs came in. So keep these safe just in case these ones are defective or burn out. You don't get caught on the side of the road in the dark with no headlights. So let's go ahead and get to the testing. I will test it again at the end of this video in the darkness, but to compare to my old lights, let's do it in the daytime. Let's see how they look. So during the testing, because these are the Boslla bullets that have the different colors, I'm going to be showing that off too. So it goes from white, warm yellow, yellow, and apparently warning flash. So it'll probably just look like white and yellow, to be honest. But apparently all you do, mode switch, switch off and back on within 5 seconds. And apparently it auto resets after 5 seconds of being off to white. And you can also manually reset it by going on and off 3 times within 1.2 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and toss on my headlights, and they'll probably be yellow, and then we're going to go off and on to see them white, or vice versa. I'm not too sure. Alright, let's test them out. Alright, let's go ahead and test them out. Ready?
They're white.
Alright, so...
It's hard to tell in the camera, but they're actually really, really white.
We'll do it again in the... Oh no, you can tell before. So that's the white lights. And now I'm going to turn them off and back on, and apparently they should be warm yellow.
Yep.
Alright, so that's warm yellow. Next up is yellow.
Yep.
And then lastly is warning flash.
Oh, no, they're back to white now.
Alright, that's what I figured. Oh, sorry, warning flash means high beams, right?
Oh, yeah! Oh, that's cool.
Alright, so that is all of the modes of the Boslla Bullet Series lights. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the very simple installation of the HID bulbs, and I would like to say that I'm very impressed with these ones that I showed in today's video by Boslla. They were very easy to install, the quality seemed good, and hopefully you guys could tell how bright they were. And we'll do one more test to finish off this video once it goes dark. I'm doing the outro now because you can still see me. But yeah, very happy with the product, very easy to install. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. But watch for the last test right now. There's the Civic's HIDs, white mode at nighttime. Let me show you Ali holding the phone driving down the road to finish the video. Alright, so I really like the visibility at nighttime. So overall, really impressed with the product. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.